What's up, guys? It's your boy, Bronco Blake. And guess what? Down go the Dodo Birds. The Denver Broncos have beaten the defending Super Bowl champions.
Obviously, proud of the fight our guys showed. We knew it would be a tough game. We kind of were hoping it would be a game to unfold with a lower score. In the end, I think we got the better of them in the trenches, and we finished. So, any questions? Well, when you look at the first half, we lined up illegally. We had a false start. We had 2 or 3 MEs. And I said to him at halftime, I thought defensively we were playing well. I said, man, we talked about the game we had to play coming in here, and we're not doing it. So I think we had look, we knew it wasn't going to be 6-7 yards a carry. It's a good run defense. But, we got to keep, kind of hitting that bag, and I thought we did. I thought we controlled most of the fourth quarter.
Bo Nix, Sean Payton, and the Denver Broncos delivered on the biggest stage in Philadelphia at Lincoln Financial Field. And the Denver Broncos offense took it to the Eagles in the second half, and the Dodo Birds had no answers for our offense. Bo Nix turned it up with Cortland Sutton and Evan Ingram and J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
What's it feel like to close it out and get a win over the defending champs?
Man, it was exciting to be out there on the field, man, to see the desire, to see the passion that guys are out there playing with. There was no flinch, in that team, and I think that being in some of those earlier situations, I think it's one of those things where you either learn from, or you let it beat you again. And I think that it's one of those situations where we learned from it. It was one of those things where we was like, look, we've been in these close games and we haven't been on the winning side of it, but like, we know that we're capable of doing it. We just got to make sure we go out here and execute. And I think that's what we did well today. Went out there and executed. Went out there and guys answered the bell when their names were called. To see Evan get that touchdown at the end, to see Troy get that two-point conversion, man. That watching J.K. run the ball, watching our O-line go out there and do what they do, and leaning on a very good Eagles defensive line, a very well coached defense over there, to watch our offense go out there and do what they did, and then to see our defense step up when the number was called. It was amazing to be able to watch that happen, and to, be a part of such a great locker room.
And that is my first take, is the Denver offense took off flying against the Eagles. The Denver Broncos on offense made it a point of emphasis to do what I said earlier on this season, which is that Bo Nix had to get it going with the running game and getting the ball to his number 1 wide receiver, Cortland Sutton, and that's exactly what they did. Bo Nix got the ball to Cortland Sutton, who had 8 catches for 98 yards, and it looked ugly early on because he had only 2 catches for 11 yards, but boy, did he show up and show out when it mattered the most. Both Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton made plays down the field and moved the chains and kept this offense alive, and then when it mattered the most, Bo Nix got the ball finally to Evan Ingram, who had 4 catches for 33 yards, and that critical game-saving touchdown that pulled the Broncos out of the abyss and got us into this game and had the Eagles reeling and on their heels for the rest of the game. And J.K. Dobbins, although it was not pretty early on, he got it going in the second half too. He had 20 carries for 79 yards on the ground and got that rushing touchdown, which also pulled us back into this game. And then we got the 2-point conversion thanks to Bo Nix, and it was awesome because we have seen Troy Franklin time and time again continue to make these big catches, not just the 2-point conversion, but moving the chains downfield, making humongous catch after catch, moving the chains and keeping this offense rolling. It was a phenomenal performance by the Denver Broncos offense.
I wasn't happy about, how the first part was going. 6 straight punts is not what anybody wants. We handled it how we handled it, and we went out and won the game.
Did you feel the tidal wave of emotion flip?
Not really. I thought our defense, kept us in the game for the longest. And after the first 3 points, we just literally did nothing for about a while. And then we finally went down the field and scored, got some tempo. And then you look up and there's still a lot of fourth quarter to be played. And so we got the ball again and knew we had to go do it again. And then the 2 point, and then after the 2 point, we just got some great momentum. And we just, played with that for the rest of the game.
Forgive me if you've been asked already. Lots made another 2-pointer, but you had a 3rd and long after offensive.
Yeah, to Cortland.
Yeah.
It was a big play, just a good play that we like. And honestly, our thought was just get to 4th and manageable probably and give ourselves a chance to go for it. And when you complete it to Cortland, good things happen.
Sean said there was no doubt in his mind at the snap where you were going with that. How certain were you that ball was going?
I had a good feeling and was just hoping the boundary safety moved to the field because they'd shown that, and sure enough, that's what he did. And Cortland ran a great backside route. We got it to him, and then, I didn't really see a lot of things happening. Next thing I know, he runs down the field, got a first down. So it was probably one of the biggest plays in that game.
Well, I don't want to get answer this question, but you're down 17-3. You had a couple of tough losses prior to this game. Then you score 18 unanswered in the fourth quarter, hostile environment. How sweet is this one, considering what you guys have been through this year?
It's awesome. It's a great win. It proves that we can go on the road and beat these tough teams, and we can be a tough team to play. So that's good for our confidence. It's good for going into this trip. A lot of teams struggle before they go to London, but we focused on this trip. We focused on this game, and we went out and got it done. It was good for us.
And I'm going to get into my second take, which is the Denver defense dominated this game. They had 6 sacks in this game, and Nick Super Bonito had 2.5 sacks and pulled the Denver Broncos defense up off the turf and got their act together and dominated this Eagles offense in the second half. It was fantastic, guys. We have seen this Denver defense finally show up against a formidable opponent, but the defending Super Bowl champions on the road, and they proved it that they can, and they did, and we saw it all with our own eyes, them dominate a top offense in the NFL, arguably the best in the league with the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, we all saw that Devontae Smith had 8 catches for 114 yards, but PS2, even though he had the costly pass interference call that all but gave the Eagles that easy touchdown to Dallas Goedert, it was amazing to see him lock down A.J. Brown throughout the rest of the game. He had 5 catches for only 43 yards, a hell of a performance by Patrick Surtain II. But I'm going to say this much, and I'm going to say J.L. Skinner, although he had the pass interference call late, he had the moment of redemption that we were all waiting for, and that was that he held and made sure to negate Dallas Goedert from making another big catch and kept him out of the end zone with that play at the end of the game. And Jahdae Barron had that amazing swat down pass play against, also again, Dallas Goedert. And our young defensive players are continuing to make plays on the biggest stage at the end of games and showing up when it matters the most. And this Denver defense only continues to get better and better and better with these young players stepping up into these roles and elevating with these veterans that we have on our team. It is an amazing thing to see. Couldn't be more proud of the Denver Broncos defense. They played an outstanding game in that second half, and they shut down the Philadelphia Eagles offense, and they held Saquon Barkley most of all, which was the most impressive thing about this Denver defense, and probably my main and third and final take, which is they held Saquon Barkley to 6 carries for 30 yards. They put the clamps on Saquon Barkley and made sure that Jalen Hurts had to be the one to beat us. And the Eagles simply had no answers for that, as we took away arguably their best weapon and their best player on offense. Saquon Barkley was null and void throughout this entire game and was held down, pinned by the Denver Broncos defense. It was a great game. Hats off to the Denver Broncos. Amazing, amazing job by Vance Joseph and Sean Payton. Way to go, guys. This was the signature win that we all have been waiting for in Denver. Now let's carry this momentum into London and let's go beat the Jets and continue our winning ways. Let's go, Broncos. Have a wonderful day, everyone in Broncos country. Enjoy this win. We earned it. We fought our asses off against the Eagles and we beat the Dodo Birds in their house, in the Eagles' nest. Let's go, Broncos country. Keep cheering loud and proud for this team. Peace